Okay, so who can tell me what went wrong in that scene? One of many things.
The guards and the person who was talking to the guards, they weren't communicating well.
Oh, they were not communicating at all. One of them was trying to tell them something, and the other one just did not understand, wasn't listening. Um, yeah. So moving on to the next video.
Oh, finally, some good news. We know the way to take that.
That's a great attitude. I gotta tell you, if I was giving this news, I don't know that I'd take it this well.
But you said he was all right.
Yes, he's lost his left hand, so he's going to be all right.
Okay, so as you could see from that scene, communicating can be very hard with people. If you don't communicate what you want to say clearly, and if somebody's not understanding you, then you're never going to get any points across. So today I wanted to explore some different ways that you could get over a fear of communicating with people, of creating misunderstandings, and use some tools to help you with that. So to start off, you have MBTI. This also stands for Myers-Briggs Type Indicator. Now, this might seem a little bit strange to use as a tool to help you communicate with people. It is a personality organizer based on 4 different features, and it is organized into 4 groups. So right here we have a picture. You have on the top analysts, underneath that diplomats, underneath that sentinels, and underneath that explorers. And they're each categorized by 2 letters that they share. So for example, if you take a look at the green section, everybody there shares the NF letters. That means that they each share a feature, intuitiveness and feeling. So this could be very helpful in communicating with other people because it can give you an outside perspective not only on yourself, but on how another person thinks. For example, if I know somebody who is an ENFP, I'm going to know that they are a more emotional person who might not take things so well if I communicate to them in a very harsh manner. So it might be better for me to talk to them by using kinder facial expressions, different words that can be taken a lot better. So also using Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, you can think about what you need to work on because each personality has certain habits that you can fall into. Somebody from an analyst group, you could be a little bit too logical. You couldn't be using enough of empathy. Maybe you need to work on that. And then by knowing that, you can communicate with somebody, say, hey, I'm sorry, I didn't realize that what I was saying may not be empathetic towards you. And you'll just learn common behaviors. So the second tool I wanted to talk about is using love languages to communicate with people, and this can be used very well because you know there are 5 categories. There is physical affection, quality time, gift giving, acts of service, and words of affirmation. This is just different preferences on how we show affection to other people. It could be family or friends. So this can be used for relationships and making them a lot easier because say I have a friend and I know that she likes physical affection, right? But I don't like physical affection at all. I'm very much a words of affirmation type of person. It would probably be harder for us to communicate with each other because I'll be trying to tell her how much I appreciate her and she's trying to hug me, but we both don't take our affection that way. But because we know that we can talk about that with each other, we can say, hey, you know what? I know that I don't like hugs and I know that you need hugs. So instead of hugging each other, why don't we just hold hands? That might be a better compromise. Um, by using your knowledge about yourself or another person, you can help these relationships become a lot more clear. I need this, do you need that? We can compromise and we can work with each other. Some other examples that I like to use when you're talking to somebody, it can sometimes be helpful to plan out what you're gonna say. So maybe you write a little script. Maybe you write a note. Hey, I want to say this to you, so I'm gonna write points that I want to get across to you. Um, when you're talking to another person, you always have to remember to be firm and not mean unless they're not respecting you. So When you're talking to somebody, try your best to be kind the first time you say something. Hey, I don't appreciate that you're doing this. Like, be firm about it. I don't like that you do this. I'm not mad at you, but I would very much appreciate it if you stopped. This not only helps to express your feelings clearly, but it also helps that person understand that there is no like leeway on this. You don't like this thing, you don't want this thing, so you say that. Fear is a big part about talking to other people because you never know how they're going to react and you never know what they're going to say back to you. But if you don't say anything at all, you'll never be able to talk to another person. Like, how can you explain to somebody that you want to spend more time with them, or maybe um you think that you're having too much time together and you want space away from them if you never say anything? This can weigh you down a lot during life because you'll just be thinking about this problem all the time, but you'll never know any way to bring it up. I think a good thing to think about if you're afraid of talking to somebody is to evaluate, is this dynamic healthy? Is this relationship making me feel okay? Do I feel supported? Am I comfortable? Is this a problem that I can keep living with? Communication is incredibly important. If you never say anything at all, it'll damage your relationships. You'll feel resentment. You'll feel upset with the other person because you won't be communicating to them what you need. They don't understand what you need, and you're creating a friction between maybe it's familial, maybe it's romantic, maybe it's a friendship. But you need to talk to them about it to help you process your emotions and prioritize your needs. Now, making compromises is a part of every relationship. So even though you have needs, you also need to understand that another person has those same needs. And you need to come to an agreement that will make both of you happy. So in the end, there are so many tools out there that you can use to help you navigate communication. It's just up to you what you want to choose. Remember that you are very important, and every now and then you might need to talk to somebody about their behavior or face your own.